So we're going to start. I have my little extra layers on. And we're just going to start with sitting. You could stretch your legs out and point, flex, point, flex. Let me see if you can see that. I'll adjust my map. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And one more there. Point and flex. Okay. And then we're going to take the soles of the feet together. And as you have soles of the feet together, bound angle, so we could hold the ankles, stretch the spine, or you could take your hands under your ankles, lowering your head. Well, then it really becomes tortoise. So like you have a tortoise shell back. And breathe. Let the back of your neck release. We'll definitely have a blend of stretching and strengthening poses. Some sun salutations in there. And also, kind of important for this time of year or this time of our lives, poses of receptivity, being receptive to this moment. It's very meditative. Okay, so you're going to lengthen the spine and then stretch the legs out. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards you, and walk your hands back. So I can't really see my hands since they're behind me, but I want the elbow and wrist in alignment. Elbows tucked in towards each other. Breathe in. Exhale. And then up, just roll out the wrists, and now the fingertips point back. So if you could, it's like you're trying to get your little fingers to touch, roll the shoulders back, look up, and chin down. And once again, looking up and chin down. Okay. And then we release and just roll out the wrists. Okay. So from here, let's go ahead and take the right ankle over left knee. So it would look like this, like you do in threading the needle. And then you're going to go side, side. So you come in, you go side, side. If you can, when you go right, your right thigh touches down. As you go left, left thigh touches down, back and forth. Working out the hip joints. Is Mary Jo here today? I'm not certain. And she would love this. This is a good one for the hip joints, outer hip. All right, let's do the other side. So I'm going to cross over. And at first, I'll just kind of press my hands into the mat and try to come forward. Flex your left ankle, so you're working the outside hip. And then side to side. And side to side. And side to side. Good. And then finally, just pausing here. Good. And then releasing. And we're going to come onto our backs. So once we come onto our backs, let's pull right knee to chest. And hug the knee in. Make sure this is in. Okay. And then lifting your head, head to knee. And lowering. And then we'll do second side. So we have knee in, hugging. Take a breath in, exhale, lift your head, head to knee. And breathe. A really nice one for the hip joints is you take your right knee in and you're making circles. Circling and circling. As big a circle as you can make. It could be as slow as you like or as quickly as you like. And then reverse. So I start to feel the work. I start to feel a little fatigue in my hip because you're having to work to draw the leg in towards center. Good. And then let's release. So it's both a release and a little bit of strengthening. So the other side, and start your circle. And then reverse your circle. Beautiful. Okay, and then finally releasing that. We have bridge. So as we come into bridge, we'll bend the knees, have your feet hip distance apart, elbows bent. You press up, and as you're here, really work your legs evenly. And then clasp your hands underneath you. Tuck the shoulders underneath you and lift. A wonderful opening across ribs, across the hip joints. Breathing in and exhale. Good. And breath in. And once again, exhale. So as you're here, can you take one leg up in the air, point the toe, reach up high, while the leg that's on the floor has to work, right? And then extend the leg that was up in the air, just bring it parallel to the other leg, toes pointed, and release. Press that foot into the mat, and the other leg comes up, and reach up high, point the toes, and then take your leg over, so the thighs running parallel. And then the foot down, and lowering, and of course, our counter pose, happy baby, reaching for your feet. Soles of the feet looking up, stretching your lower back, and breathe. Yeah, good, happy baby. Go wide, see if you can really go wide here. And I want you to think of this as a way, it's a lot like a squat. It's a lot like a squat, different relationship to gravity, so it's very safe on the knees. Take another breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Take legs up in the air, shake them out. This looks kind of silly. Shake them out, and that helps to take all the tension out of the legs. Take your arms up in the air, shake them out, shake them out. Yep. And then release. And soles of the feet are together. Outside feet resting down. This is one of the featured poses of receptivity. Hands are onto the belly. And take a few rounds of breath here. So in yoga, we don't really have anything that is passive. If you find you're being passive in a pose, you're probably not doing yoga. It's not, because yoga is either there's action or there's receptivity. And this pose is stillness. Even Shavasana is stillness, but they're both, this pose and Shavasana are about receptivity. What are we receiving? What are we receptive to? Receptive to your breathing. Receptive to this beautiful time of year where the air is cooler, where we pull out our warmer, cozier clothing, where the light hits at a different angle, where the sun is strong, but maybe not as warm anymore. Where leaves color dazzles the eye, red, gold, yellow, orange. Go ahead and take your arms. You're going to take hand to elbow and take your arms up overhead. If you can't go there because shoulders are too tight, you can extend your arms. Breathe in. Now the upper body is active, a little more active, and the lower body more about receptivity. receptivity is an important part of meditation, having a meditative mind, of being in the present moment. Receptivity makes us, being in a state of receptivity makes us very aware of the moment. All right, we're going to release now. You're going to bring your knees together. And we're coming to a twist, okay? So take both knees over to one side. Both knees are bent. Knees come to one side. I went to the left. My right shoulder is down. So you're turning your head away from your knees, extending your arm, and breathing. You're right back. Turn the heat off. And then we'll go ahead and take the twist the other direction. So knees are bent, knees come over to the other side. For me, it's the right. You could have one hand holding the knees down, turn your head away from the knees, extend your arm, and draw your shoulder down, and breathe. Deep breath in, and exhale. Wonderful. Spiral. Good. Take another breath here. So you are working the twist. You don't just come into it like gravity do the work. That's happening. But there's also your effort of getting the shoulder down, of breathing into the open areas, and then release and come on up. And so now we're going to come right up to sitting. So we'll come to child's pose. There's another pose of receptivity. Some of you might want a little extra knee padding as you go here. Hands could be back by your feet, or arms are forward, or arms are, back by feet or forward. And lower your head. Take a few rounds of breath here, and breathe. Practicing receptivity, again, this question, what is it that we're receptive to? So I think of receptive to the breath along your spine. Receptive to the temperature in your home. I think most of you are indoors. Probably today calls for being indoors if you're in Seattle. Receptive to being almost like back to like a prenatal state of existence where we were in a floating world, where all our needs were being taken care of, where we were safe and simply aware of vibrations along our spine. And then we're going to come up. And so now we're on to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, let's go ahead and bring right knee to forehead. And right knee comes up. The knee is bent, and you're trying to take the tiger's tail up high. Look ahead of you. Exhale, fold in. And inhale, leg comes up high. Exhale, folding in. And inhale, leg comes up high. Let's do the other side. Knee in. And knee is high. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Rounding your back. And then leg comes up high. Look ahead of you. And last one. And reaching up. Good. And release. So from here, we're coming back to downward facing dog. So the hands will be spread wide, and you extend your legs, maybe even drawing your legs a little closer in, and pedal. Bend one knee, press opposite heel down. Back and forth. Yep, back and forth. So stretching the hamstrings, the calves. Of course, stretching your shoulders. And then straightening both legs. And we'll come forward to upward facing dog. So I have to walk my hands forward a little more. Your knees can come down or knees are up. You could also extend your feet and push your hands into the mat. Lift. Try not to sink into your shoulders. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll take the weight off the hands. So instead of child's pose, let's walk the hands forward on a hatha where your forehead is down, pelvis up in the air. And it's a wonderful shoulder stretch. If you don't feel much going on, sometimes it helps to just look forward and then draw your belly in, move your pelvis back more, and bring your forehead down. And breathe. Deep breath in and exhale. And then from here, curl toes under and shift back to a forward bend at the back end of your mat. Take a moment here. Your knees can be soft. Don't strain your hamstrings. Release the back of your neck. Breathing in. Exhale. Soften the knees. Come on up. And as you come up, begin to take the arms out to the sides, up overhead, stretching, and breathe. I think I can go up a little more. Okay, good. And let's go wide. Let's do this one. So we're going to go wide, heels turned in, toes turned out, drop down, elbows press your knees back. You can shift side, side. Good. Shifting side to side. Inner thigh release. And then press up. And let's do a nice quad strengthener as well. The other form of horse, interlace fingers, breathing in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Good. Upright with the spine. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do one more. Go ahead and press up. I'm turning around because I think, I can't tell for sure, but it looks like some of you might be pushing forward. So be upright. Don't even bend your knees all the way. Be a little more upright. And then, when you straighten, you could really be upright. And then try to keep that upright. You're the jack in the box. Do-do-do-do-do-do. You pop up upright. And then you drop down. And it's work. Yeah, it's work. It's really work to try to tuck pelvis forward, knees going back, interlace fingers, breathe in through the nose. Exhale. Building strong legs, building healthy knees. Inhale. Exhale. And then push heels into the mat. Good. And then heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. All right. Well, I kind of feel like we need to practice jumping. And you're like, oh, no. I know adults don't like to jump very much, okay? So anyways, what I want to do is we could always start out really small, okay? So by small, I mean I'm just going to jump out to here. And then later on, I'm going to jump out further, all right? So what's important is that you begin and you land with bent knees. So just feel the spring in your knee, really it's there. And then 1, 2, and your hands will help you because your hands will go out later. 1, 2, 3, land with bent knees. It's not that bad, okay? And then same thing when you go in, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and you'll land with bent knees, your hands will come in, okay? 1, 2, 3. All right, and then now we're going to try to go further out, okay? So make sure you're at the center of your mat. 1, 2, 3. And I hope you didn't land like I did, super heavy. I was trying to make that light. And then 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's good. That's better. And then we're going to go wide again, and we'll stay wide. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And probably can go out even wider. I never land where I really want to land. My hands are on my outside legs. And I'm sliding my hands past my legs, past my knees, towards my ankles, And some, that's it. And some can bring the head down. It just depends on you. Sometimes you can have your feet wider and your head comes down. And sometimes just having a block is really nice. Your head can rest on a block. So take a moment and breathe. Eyes are definitely open. And I like to say you're looking at the world upside down. Well, the world isn't upside down. You are. And so, so everything's right side up. It's just your perspective has changed. And this is good. This is life. Our perspective changes in life. Things change. We've all learned, if anything we've learned during this time is that we are adaptable. We have adaptability in us. And we are resilient. We are. And I think yoga shows us that just in life. We know that. We've had to be adaptable and resilient during this time. And we've had to be, and we have to continue to be. And breathe. Yep, let's come up. Extend. One more forward bend, and this time your hands are clasped behind your head, behind your back. Roll the shoulders back, look up. And then come forward, really open. Your hands are going to move away from your back. And your arms are like you're reaching your hands up to the sky, your head reaching down, your legs active. Breath in. Exhale. And then release your hands down. Now, we're going to walk to one side. It doesn't matter, right or left. You're going to walk to one foot and come into a low lunge. Just stretch your back leg. Say hello to your hip flexor. Walk across the other way. And same thing. You're going to just lower and get into the first hip flexor stretch, or maybe the second one because you pulled knee into chest earlier. And then we'll just step forward, and once you come up to standing, we'll stand, you can stand facing the screen. Yeah. So hang on to something if balance is not so good, and take your right knee up over to the side and down. It's those circles again. You're going to engage your core over to the side and down, trying not to move your upper body too much. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This can be slow, this can be fast. Now, reverse the movement. You'll notice that it's movement, but there's work involved. Yeah. I'm trying not to let my foot touch down. Now it will touch down because I'm going to switch sides. Other knee, out to the side, down and over, circling. One more in this direction. Engage your core and try not to let the foot touch down, and reverse. Reverse. And one more. Good. Nice work. We have a squat, and we did the wide horse pose. That's a squat. And we did both the strength and the stretch. Those are squats. But this one, if you can, some sit on a block, some modify, not going all the way down, and some can come down. It's okay if your heels don't touch. Yeah. And breathe. See if you can, sometimes the heels touch the floor easily and sometimes not. And breathe. Inhale. Hi, Henry. Exhale. Yeah, breathe into your back while you're here. These are really good. These are good to do. If they bother the knee, we modify. And then press and come on up. All right. Sun salutations, but it's a different brand of sun salutations. It's a different kind. While I still have you up, I'm going to show this because it's hard to do it and watch, okay? So there's one point, I'm going to show it fast and I'm going to show it slower, and then that way, you don't have to. So anyways, at one point, you're in plank, knees down, chin down, and up. I didn't show it correctly, my earpiece, the mouthpiece is in the way. I'm moving it out of the way. You may not hear me very well. I'll talk louder. Plank, knee down, chin down, hold, striking cobra. So, how to modify or how to slow it down. Here, plank, knees down. You come down, maybe you don't go all the way down, or you come down and then you lower and you can come up onto your elbows. Okay, so that's in the pose in sun salutations. There we go, I adjusted the mic. So we're at the, by the way, it's called the Britney Spears mic. Is that cool or what? So it's apparently the one she uses. So hands to heart center. My nephew brought that up. And as you're here, you're reaching up, extend. Exhale, reach up, reach back. Come forward. Cascade forward, reach for your calves, your ankles, knees bent or knees straightened. Look at your knees. And then look ahead of you. Extend, look forward. Exhale, fold in. Right foot steps back, right knee is down. I told you it was a different variation. So first part of this, your hands are down. Some like to have blocks. You can have your hands on blocks. Your knee, left knee beyond the line of the ankle. You're looking forward. Hip flexor. You might have to have padding under your knee. And then you're going to go back and flex the ankle, your left ankle. Some can drop the head to the knee. The back will round. Come forward. Clasp your hands now, knee, ankle in alignment, hands interlaced, and push off your knee. Look up. Bring the arms up. Crescent moon. And breathe. Lift. Be dynamic. Lower the arms. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you might need a block. Where is it when you need it? If you're using a block, it would probably come under the buttock of the straight leg, because I don't want you overly compressing. Some don't need the block. So I put the block on its middle height. I'm going to go a little lower, because I can. And maybe you're going to go back, and you're like, whoo, okay, quad stretch. Some of you don't need the block, so you're sitting in half hero pose. It's called Ardha Virasana. Some can come back. Please be careful with your knee. Breathe in. Exhale. Some can go all the way back. Reclining half hero pose. And breathe. You only have two knees, so you have to be really, respectful of your knees. And we're going to make our way up. Some are sitting on a block, right? You're going to come up, walk forward, and we'll press back to plank. Stretch into plank pose. Breathe in. Knees down, and your chin comes down. Your pelvis up in the air, chin comes down, chin's going to touch. And then pelvis drops down. Come on your elbows or push up into striking cobra. Good. Breathe in. Exhale. Push knees in. Press back. Child's pose. 3 rounds of breathing in downward facing dog. Count your breath. The feet walk or spring forward. You could do like a half hop, you could do a little bunny hop, and then you walk the rest of the way. See how that works for you? And you're in a forward bend. Look ahead of you. Arch. Fold in. Walk the feet closer in, bend your knees, drop down, strong through the core, swing the arms up. And breath in. Exhale. Drop a little lower, breathing in. And then push heels into the mat like a rocket. You're reaching up, and then you reach up and back. And hands to heart center. So we end with mountain. The second round begins with mountain. Inhale, reach up. Arch back. Be dynamic. Fold forward. And stretch. Right foot steps back. Right knee comes down. And it's okay to have your knee, hi Bhadra, your knee beyond the line of the ankle. I thought I saw Bhadra, yeah. And there we go, breathing in. Exhale. So we'll need a little something, a little knee padding. And hip flexors. Then we're going to go back. And when you go back, flex. Push out through the heel. We'll move forward again. Look ahead of you. Stretch into your hip flexor. I'm supporting with my hands, so it's okay that my knee came forward. Come back. Flex. Lower your head. Maybe your head can come down to your knee. Your back will round. Come forward again. This time I'm going to adjust my foot. So knee, ankle in alignment. Clasping the hands, press hands down. Lift your heart center, look up, and breathe. Lifting. And let's bring the arms up. Extend. Breathe in. Maybe even reaching further back. Lower the hands. Now we're going to come back to sitting. So the block, if you can't, then you're going to be modifying, of course. If you can, take your block. Some have it all the way up so you can sit. It's under the buttock of the straight leg. Maybe that's enough for you. There's 3 heights. If you have 2 blocks, you have lots of combinations. And then you can maybe go back. Maybe you can press back. Some can do this without a block, okay? And some can go all the way back, hands onto the belly. Or maybe taking hands to elbows and reaching your arms up overhead. And breathe. And then release using your hands. Press on up. And then press. We're going to come forward. Now we go back to downward facing dog. Plank position. Plank. And from plank, we're going to lower the knees. Keep your pelvis up. Lower your chin. Elbows, you're working your triceps. Elbows tucked into your sides. And then lower the pelvis. And striking cobra, or you could be on your elbows. Breathe in. Exhale. And lower. Press back to child's pose. Lower your head. Breathe. And coming back to downward facing dog. And then we'll try. You could walk if you want, or do like half of a hop, or maybe you can hop to your hands. Hop halfway if you want, and there you are in your forward bend. Bring your feet together. Start to bend your knees, drop your pelvis down. And begin to reach the arms up and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And again, breath in. And then push heels into the mat. And reach up and back. Good. And hands to heart center. Very nice. So we'll focus a little bit on Warrior One and some variations. So let's start out with tree. So you would normally be at the front end of your mat. I'll just look at the screen. And let's say it's your right leg up. Right leg coming up. Because later it's going to go back and you'll be in Warrior One. So pressing. Hands are to heart. And reaching your arms up. And breathe. Hands could be together or hands could be wide. From here, we're going to step back. Right foot will step back to Warrior One. Shift back, heel down, pelvis squared. Sweep the arms up. Palms can come together for a moment and then separate as you look up. See if you can sharpen the bend in the left knee. And then the arms are out at a T position. And we're going to take the right arm over the other. Right arm over the other. Eagle side, eagle arms. Reach up. It's the eagle's beak. Breathe in. Exhale. And then release. And now take the hands behind the back. Interlace fingers. Roll the shoulders back. Look up. Exhale, lower. You're going to take your head down. And it's like you're trying to take your left shoulder to the inside left knee, arms moving up away from your back. And breathe. And then hands are to heart center, and we have second side. So we'll step forward, standing in mountain, breath in, exhale, and left foot starts to come up. So, foot pressing in. Yeah, good. Some of you got in it so quickly. It's great. Reaching, and maybe even going wide with the arms. And breathe. Exhale. So we'll start to step back to Warrior One. So I'm going to shift back. And the heel could be up, preferably down. Sharp right angle. Reach the arms up. Palms touch. Look upward, arch back, and breathe. Arms out at a T position, your left arm over the other. Wrap the eagle's beak, I said the beagle's eek, and lift up. I bet Joyce liked that one. Breathe in. Exhale. I think that's called a spoonerism. Eagle's beak, beagle's eek. And then release and take your hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, start to come forward. And your right shoulder coming to the inside right knee. Lower your head, eyes open. Look at your left foot. Arms move away from your back. Your right hip has to be strong and flexible, both at the same time. And then we're going to release, and we'll step forward. Take a moment in mountain. Breath in. Exhale. Good. What I'd like to do is also do a nice lateral stretch. So we'll go into a triangle. I think triangles are good. Start out, feet are facing forward, and then let's say the left foot turns, you're extending, and we're going to go back first. Right hand back, left arm up, and then shift and reach your arm up and breathe. Exhale. If you like, you can come into half moon, okay? So if you're coming to half moon, why not come up first, use a block if you like, bend your left knee. You can always be by a wall as well, and you're reaching down and extending your right leg. Push out through the heel, extend, and breathe. We're going to bend, and the best counter pose is a squat. So you're now facing, the front end of your mat, and you could bend the knees partially or come all the way down into your pose and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And then press. And we have a second side. So we're going to go wide, and your right foot turns. Extend your arms. Move back. Good. Reaching up. And shift. Come over and extend. And before coming into half moon, we'll come up, prepare your block if you need it in place. Bend your right knee, reach, and come into the pose. So I feel like I have to come into the pose in a measured way. If I jump into it, I'm not going to be stable. So breathing in, exhale. We're coming to a squat, so you're turning. And again, you can always modify how you come into the pose, or you come all the way down, stretching, and breathe. Good. Okay, so we're going to be making our way down to sitting. For some, it's you have to come up and then come down, and others, just a quick little drop down. Okay, so once again, let's shake out the legs. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. How are we doing? Okay. And so what I'm thinking of is coming into shoulder stand. So, and some are going to modify. So what I could do is I could simply come up into shoulder stand, or you could also take your time and go right up to a wall, have your legs up the wall. That might be worth your while. Or you have a block under your pelvis and your legs are up in the air, okay? What I will say about shoulder stand, though, is that when you come up, you do use your arms a lot. You push your arms into the mat, and you use your legs. Everything is kind of reaching upward towards the ceiling, and everything is very strong in this. You're definitely working the pose. I know I'm working the pose because, like, at first it seems easy, and then we quickly tire. I feel that. I feel, oh, there's more weight on my hands. Oh, I have to work. So work to keep myself up. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. And then from here, we'll take the legs up overhead. So again, if you're on a block, well, you'll try to reach your hands to your shin bones. That's the way your arms are straight, and your shin bones are pressing against your arms. So you create resistance that way. If you're in a plow, you're not looking to the camera. Maybe your legs are halfway down, maybe one leg down, or both legs down. We're going to bend the knees, slowly come out onto your back. So you come out, and then you rest your back, you rest your feet. All of us will just take the head from side to side, taking your head to the left, to the right, relaxing the neck. And then from here, coming to fish pose. So fish could be a rolled blanket. It could be your bolster. Some like to even have a block under their backs. So you can go back, see what works for you. I'll do regular fish pose, okay? So hands slip under the pelvis. Legs are straight, feet together. Push elbows into the mat, tilt your head back, and then move until your head touches down. You want your head to touch down. 3 rounds of breath here. Release your neck, free your hands, and then pull knees into chest. Okay. So we have time to do our pigeon. And again, you might find that maybe you'll work with half lotus, or you'll come up and let's say the right knee is forward, left foot is back. And I've been playing with this idea. I really like it. Usually we say, oh, maybe a block under the glute. Well, I'm finding that a block under the straight leg's thigh, about mid-thigh, is also a really nice way. You have to be comfortable, maybe a little lower on your straight leg's thigh. And it gives you a lot of support. So it's something you might want to try. And lower your head and breathe. just begin to press the hands up. And then we're coming to a twist. So even if you're on your back doing, threading the needle, you'll come to sitting and take your left leg over the other. So your left leg is the one on top. You could have one knee straightened or one knee tucked under. And right arm reaching up into the air. Breathe in. Exhale, right elbow across left knee. Turn and really make an effort, not just your neck, but your whole spine turning, and then eventually you're looking to the back of the room. Let's release. It's up to you. Some are going onto the back. Some will go downward facing dog. So something to stretch out. I really like three-legged dog. My right leg's been forward for a while. I'm going to swing the leg up into the air. And then second side, your left knee comes forward at an angle. Again, do you need a block under left buttock? Do you like this new idea of block really low on your extended leg's thigh? Does that make sense to you? That's my new one. And breathe. Let's take just a few more rounds of breath here. Come onto your side. Swing your right leg around. So you come to a twist. If you want, your left leg can be straightened, okay? And left arm up into the air. Reach up high. Deep breath in, and then you always exhale as you come into your twist. And remember to move think navel, ribs, shoulders. Good. Looking towards the back. And breathe. This is a big class. This is amazing. I don't know if there's a page 2. It's like 25. Yeah, that's awesome. I'd say yoga has become kind of imperative for the times. It's a great stress release. It's a great time to move away from the outside noise. There's outside noise, and I'm not talking that road out there. You know what I'm talking about. Just like bringing yourself to this place of serenity. Let's release. Come on out. And we are ready for Shavasana. I told you it goes fast. The hour is just like, woo, what is time but just a human-made construct? As you come to lying on your backs, you should feel complete. Very complete, very open, dare I say, accomplished. Having dedicated your attention and your efforts to this last hour. Mhm. It's nice to see. I'm finally up the screen. I see Marisa's name and David, Gio, Diane, Sadie. So today's session is dedicated to nature as a tonic for mental health and physical health. And there is the Japanese concept of Shinrin Ryoku, Shinrin Yoku, Shinrin Yoku. And in English, it translates as forest bathing. In a sense, we do kind of a relaxation bathing in our yoga practice. And if we can, any chance we get on a daily basis, I think it is wonderful to do your stretches. And you can combine the two. You can be out in nature and you can do your, stretch your arms up overhead, practice breathing, forward bend. Some of the basic movements, forward, back, side, side, stretch and twists. And then we had a quote by Walt Whitman. A leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars. And Rick, my husband Rick Clark, gave us a haiku for the day. He asked me last night about our dedication, and he said, "Oh, I have the perfect haiku for you. No one in the world knows I'm standing here, forest bathing." Rick Clark, I'll do that again. No one in the world knows I'm standing here, forest bathing. And perhaps some of you, as you lie here in Shavasana, maybe there's light streaming in your window, illuminating a part of you, all of you. We're going to start to deepen the breathing, move the hands and the feet. You'll slowly take your time rolling to one side, making your way to sitting, and as you're ready, you can turn your audio on so we can Om together.